Hello, everybody, and welcome to class today. It's Thursday, so last day of the week with me. So close to Friday. I hope that y'all are having a wonderful day and things are kind of maybe feeling a little bit more normal if you're back at school. And if not, then hopefully things are just going well. So today what we're doing is we're going to read our first story, which is The Sniper. If you log into Schoology and you click on the folder for the day, you will see some links that are here for you. The first one is the introduction and slides that we'll be going over. The next one is just a PDF of the story and then a link to the audio if you want to listen along. And then finally, the literary term practice that we will be doing today as an activity. So if you click here and open this up, it's going to ask you to, let's see if I can't, present. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we are going to be reading a short story called The Sniper. So I want you to create a Google Doc titled English Quick Writes, and then I want your first initial and last name, just like this. So if in a new tab, you can go ahead and do that now. I'll give you just a few seconds to do it. Basically, what this is going to be is it's going to be a place where we keep all of our quick writes for things that we, a quick write before we actually get into a piece, or maybe a follow-up quick write after we read something. Maybe we'll be writing reviews, which we might be doing later today. But it's just a place to keep all of our quick writing samples, kind of like a journal for class. So I might say, hey, open up your quick writes. We're going to give it a date and a title, and then you're going to write a few words. Or sentences or whatever I'm asking for, answering the prompts. And we'll just keep it and you'll just organize it like that and by date and title. And that will just, we might be turning that in at some point or checking over it. So hopefully you have this titled now. You've made a new tab and you have a Google Doc titled English Quick Writes and then your first initial and last name. So what we're going to do for our first entry is you're going to give it a date, which is 9/10/2020, and then title it Civil War Quick Write, or QW. And here is your prompt. So basically, a civil war is when citizens of the same country are fighting against each other. While all results, all wars have a lot of damage that happens, a civil war can be particularly emotionally damaging because it's people who are living in the same area as you, possibly. So your quick write that I want you to write about is, what are some civil wars that you know of? Why might fighting a civil war be worse than fighting an international war? And what may cause citizens to turn against each other? So anything like from here, I want just that to prompt you to give a paragraph answer, of at least a few sentences, maybe 4 or 5, and you're going to have about 10 minutes to do this. Since this is just the recording, I'm not going to pause for 10 minutes now, but you can go ahead and hit pause and then come back after you have your Civil War Quick Write written. Okay, so now that you have the quick write done, we are going to go into why on earth did I ask you to write about civil wars? Well, actually, the piece that we're reading, The Sniper, is set during the Irish Civil War that lasted from 1922 to 1923. And it was a war between the citizens of Ireland because some of them wanted to be independent from the UK and some of them wanted to remain with the UK. The UK is a single state of 4 countries. So it's like they all band together and you have England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. We have the Free Staters and the Republicans who are going against each other, trying to decide what to do. And our story follows a Free Stater with the Republicans who is fighting against our story is about a Free Stater who's fighting against the Republicans. So the Irish Republican Army wanted independence, and the Free Staters wanted to govern itself but still be part of the UK. Sorry, that's kind of repetitive there. Sorry, guys. Okay, so that's the setting of our story. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of context for what's going on. It's a pretty good story, fast-paced and really interesting, following this sniper. But before we get into it, I want to go over a few different terms with you. Hopefully, all of these are review because we paid attention in our English classes over the last few years and we know what they are. But just in case, I have the terms listed here and definitions so that you can be successful on the assignment later. Imagery is when the words in the story appeal to one of the five senses and it really make you feel like you're there. Imagery can help develop mood. Mood is the next term. Mood is the feeling or atmosphere that's created in the writing that we feel as we read. The reader feels the mood. So maybe when you're reading something, you feel tense or excited. That would be mood. Setting goes over where the story takes place and can be the time, location, anything like that. And conflict is when there's different types of conflict, right? It's the main thing that drives a story or keeps us interested because there's some sort of conflict. Character versus character, character versus self, character versus nature, character versus society. So it can be any of those types of conflict that helps drive our story and keep us entertained. Simile is another term. Hopefully, y'all remember this one. It is some sort of comparison using like or as. So she is as tall as a giraffe. I used as to compare a girl to a giraffe. Alliteration. This is another one that hopefully you remember. It's the repetition of the first consonant sound in a series of two or more words. So you only need two in a row that have the same sound and it can count. My example has three. Silly seagulls stole my food. So the S is there. Are creating the alliteration. Irony, this might be kind of new. Maybe you've heard it or you at least have heard the term ironic. We will talk a lot more about this term later because there's different types of irony. But generally, what you should know for this text is that when something unexpected happens, you expect maybe one thing and then that's not how it goes, that would be considered irony. Protagonist, that's just the good guy, the main character that you're following in the story. Theme is the overarching idea or lesson that we learn. So maybe you learn that everyone goes through hard times, something cliche like that. But we'll go astray from those. But theme is just a basic lesson that can apply to more than just one person. It applies to kind of society or as a whole. And inference. An inference is an educated guess that you can make based on what you've read. So using those terms, kind of keep those in mind as we read or after you read, because we're going to maybe see those come up again on your activity. Parapet is the edge of a balcony. A dart means to move quickly around, dart around. Aesthetic is disciplined, unemotional. And ruse means to trick. These are all words that you might see in the story, and you might not know what they mean because you haven't seen them before. So I gave you the definitions there. So what you're doing for class today is you're going to read this sniper. There's a link here, and it's also linked on the Schoology page. And some people like to read along to audio. I totally like to read along with the audio. Sometimes I like the way they read it a little bit better than just reading it in my head, and it helps me stay on track. So you can click here and you'll find the audio to listen to as you read along. Once you finish reading the story, I want you to go into Schoology, and there is a literary terms practice that you will take. There, you get to go over all those things that we just went over and kind of apply them to the story. And then after that, the final thing is I want you to give a review, like a 5-star review or 3-star, who knows, whatever you feel for this short story that you read. So underneath the Civil War Quick Write, just, hit enter and then title it The Sniper Review. And then I want you to write 5 sentences about what you thought. Give it a star rating, maybe 1 star or 5 stars. And then, did you understand the point that it was trying to make? Did you think it could have been better? Was it too slow? Was it too fast? Just any kind of review, what you thought about the piece. And that's what we're doing for class today. I hope that you have a wonderful day. And if you have any questions, let me know. Let's see. I'm just going to show you real fast here. You can see this is the literary term practice that you'll be completing, that and the review after you read the story. YouTube audio's link and the PDF. Again, let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to help you, and I hope you have a fabulous day.